lot of things happening already this morning. Refrigerator truck, this will be going with us the whole trip. Taking our lunches, pop, ice, anything we need as far as refrigeration. Terry Bonnet will be the driver. Tractors will be leading the caravan. We'll have one in back and we'll have one in front.
I'm Dick Reed, trail boss, and this is Joey. One of my geldings, this is my brother Don over here, Don Reed, with Dolly. And you're going to ride Dolly later on. So.
Don, where did you come from?
Texas.
And what in the world possessed you to come up and join us?
This guy over here.
And that guy over there is?
This is my hometown. Now this is the neatest event ever.
So this is Don Reed and brother to Dick Reed.
You got it.
And you're going to be riding?
Yeah, if I can, I will.
In support?
Yeah.
We come in last night and got here about 9 o'clock.
And you come in from Nauvoo?
Nauvoo, Illinois.
Okay, where's this mountain man from?
I'm from Lamoni, Iowa.
And you're
affiliated with the Oxbow Company. I've been president since its inception, 1996, after the Mormon Trail reenactment.
Got the Steve Winslow family, and who all's riding?
Brittany, Erica.
Brittany, Erica, Mom and Dad.
Mom, Dad, and Austin's up playing in the sandbox.
Some of our wagons before we get started. Boy, that looks like a genuine model right there, doesn't it? Dave Bradley on that one. And the Freeburgs. Like some Belgians there. Okay, fellas, so what are you doing? Getting ready?
Trying to.
This is the Vermeer wagon.
Yep.
Okay, what's going to be pulling it?
Those right there.
Those right there, which is two Belgians. People from Montana have moved in. We've got Virginia this all. Kentucky has arrived. So how long did it take you to make that?
Well, it took me longer to think of what I was going to do than to really do it.
It's,
but I don't know, probably all the total, maybe 3 weeks.
well, that's beautiful. So what have you made it out of? Pine?
It's all out of pine, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And where'd you get your dimensions? What'd you...
Right here. I measured it so it would fit on my trailer.
You've come all the way from Polson, Montana. That is great. And how long have you been doing something like this?
Oh, a long time, quite a while.
Quite a while. Well, you're definitely adventuresome to come all the way with the team to try something out like this.
I'm trying to win the long distance award.
Well, just heard somebody's coming from Hawaii.
Oh, really? Well, we're in big trouble.
I don't think the horse is swimming; they're flying.
Yeah, well, unless they bring horses, it doesn't count.
This is Bill Paintner. He is with the Iowa Horse Congress, and he's helping us out with checking on health certificates. Bill, what do we need to check on for the horses?
Well, the veterinarians do that, and they just give a certificate that each animal has been inspected and is in good health.
How far ahead do they need to be inspected?
They get them 30 days. It's within a 30-day time frame that they have health visits.
Okay, and any special shots or anything that they need to have?
Most everybody has had would have shots. West Nile being important right now, and also the what is it? EPM and several other different shots. Tetanus is another important one. There's about 6 shots that you give.
Okay. Why do they have to have the health papers for the trip?
Because of contagious diseases, to make sure that they're free of contagious diseases like strangles and things like that.
Okay, now can these participants get on the state fairgrounds without papers?
Not without health papers.
Okay.
To get on the state, this is primarily state fair ruling that we have health papers.
Okay.
And then out-of-state horses are required to have Coggins tested, which is what's called swamp fever, which is rare in Iowa, but is a prevalent disease that there's no cure for in the South. So out-of-state animals we required that.
There's our wagon master too. We're getting ready to get hitched up to the wagon before long. So our wagon master, Harold Smith from Birmingham, Iowa. Howard, excuse me, Howard.
This is Jefferson County Fair Queen, Megan Keller. And this is Jessie Hutchinson, the Iowa State Fair Queen. And she's from Morning Sun, Iowa.
I'm Bob Sloots.
And what do you do with the fair?
I'm a director.
Director. Oh, congratulations.
I
I'm Jerry Park, and I'm a director.
I'm Willard Hoskin, and I'm a director.
I'm Randy Brown, and I'm a director.
Getting ready to move out for the parade up on the square.
Is just arriving on the east side of the square. Take a look. Howard Smith and his team, along with Orville Brown's wagon, who was the first wagon, or was a wagon on the Iowa State Fair in 1954. Along with the State Fair Board members, Secretary of Agriculture. The dignitaries will be up here in a moment, and we'll be turning it over to them. Again, we're just glad to get to be have a small part in this event. The Blue Ribbon Fair float. The caravan will be entering the fair at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning from the south, down by the Livestock Pavilion and Livestock Barns, heading down the main concourse on the south side of the grandstand. This will be on Thursday morning.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exciting event, the kickoff for the Sesquicentennial Horse Caravan and the anniversary of the Iowa State Fair, the best state fair in the country. On the way out here, the two wagons, or the short parade here that came from the fairgrounds, they made a detour past the monument that's out on Grimes Street that marks the location of the first state fair. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about that marker. 71 years after the first state fair, this marker was set up at 4th and Grimes. It has since been moved a little bit east from its original location because it was kind of a traffic hazard there. You about had to pull out into the intersection to see to the north. This large boulder's bronze table proclaims that it marks the entrance to the site of the first Iowa State Fair, held at Fairfield, October 25th, 26th, 27th, 1854. And the marker was a gift from the Log Cabin Chapter and Iowa Society Daughters of the American Revolution, whose members wanted to preserve the site of community pride. The boulder came from the farm of Oliver D. Hoops, 3.5 miles southeast of Fairfield, and Hoops had attended the first state fair, and his daughter-in-law was a member of the DAR. So if you want to look for a landmark in Fairfield, go out on Grimes Street. It might be a little difficult right now, they've been paving it, but go see that marker. Now here to talk about that first state fair from another perspective, we're very fortunate to have Carolyn Henshaw McNeil from Perry, Iowa, and she is a descendant of Jesse Henshaw, and she is bringing a trophy that he won at that very first state fair, and which also went on the Centennial Horse Caravan in 1954. So please welcome Carolyn Henshaw McNeil.
It's not very well put together here. This is the silver cup that my great-grandfather took home from the first Iowa State Fair in Fairfield, Iowa in 1854. It says, First Iowa State Fair, Jesse Henshaw, first 2-year-old colt, Fairfield, Iowa, 1854. I need to tell you that my dad, J. Deere Henshaw, was the proud owner of that cup. I'm going to read an article, take just a couple of minutes, and read an article that my dad wrote. I found in a scrapbook that he had made me, dated Fairfield Daily Ledger, Fairfield, Iowa, Thursday, April 14th, 1949. I'm sure this is something that was working on my dad as he was ill at that time. And he passed away January 28th of 1950 I had just turned 9 years old. Awards presented to prize winners at the first Iowa State Fair held in Fairfield 95 years ago were anything but attractive compared to the lavish gold cups presented now, along with thousands of dollars in cash. That fact was revealed yesterday when J.Z. Henshaw of Westchester, Iowa, displayed a small pewter cup at the Ledger office with his grandfather won at the state's first agriculture show. Mr. Henshaw believes it is the only one of its kind in existence, and he is no doubt correct. His grandfather, the late Jesse Henshaw, won the small cup by showing the prize 2-year-old colt at the first Iowa State Fair held in Fairfield. The cup is less than 3 inches tall and tarnished with age, but the engraving is still very plain. The engraving reveals the cup was presented to Jesse Henshaw at Iowa's first state fair for showing the prize 2-year-old colt. The date of the fair and the location are also engraved on the side of the cup. Mr. Henshaw said his grandfather gave it to him when he was 2 years old to drink milk from. His grandmother objected to parting with the cup, but the grandfather said, "It's not worth anything. Let the child have it." The child, now J.Z. Henshaw, still has the cup, and it is a prized possession. It is probably the only thing in existence that has any connection with the first state fair held in Fairfield in 1854. The grandfather, Jesse Henshaw, was a prominent Black Hawk Township farmer years ago and lived near Wilson at the time he attended the history-making fair here in Fairfield. Old-timers used to say this about him. At one time or another, he owned every parcel of land in Black Hawk Township. J.Z. Henshaw, present owner of the prize cup, was born and reared in Richland, just north of the Jefferson County line, and at the present time he was residing in Westchester and a representative of the Southeast Iowa Motor Club. When Corwin Henshaw called me about the cup, the night my dad was leaving, Kermit's dad, Lorne, whom I do remember, was close to my dad, and they came over, and Kermit said he remembered the cup setting up on a piano in our house, and I said yes. I did remember the cup, and my family, we are very proud of this, and from the fair board and everything working, I think this is probably one, if the only thing left from that fair. So I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the Henshaw family for inviting me down. I'm about the only one left in my immediate family, and my folks are buried at Richland, and I had a brother, Jim, who is buried full military at the National Cemetery in Honolulu, Hawaii. So I'm glad to be here. Here is your 1854 Iowa State Fair Cup, and I'm glad we could be a part of it. Thank you.
Well, I think we've worked our way down to the grand finale, I guess, of this program. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the Iowa State Fair Board for the presentation of a plaque to Mayor Malloy and Steve Fritchen from the Caravan Committee. Please welcome C.W. Thomas.
Thank you. I'd like to have Gary Slater. I want to extend an invitation to you folks to come up and see us next week. We've sailed the one, and we want to keep this tradition going. So, anyway, With gratitude to the Fairfield Jefferson County for hosting this Iowa State Fair 1854 to 1855, we commemorate and celebrate your contribution to our Sesquicentennial anniversary. After 150 years, the Iowa State Fair is still the one. I'd like to take this time to, this is our Gary Slater, that is the manager of the Iowa State Fair. I would like to take a moment to introduce the directors that's on the State Fair Board. Willard Hoskins is your district down here. Bob Slutz also. Paul Boston has also been, have you been recognized? No. Gary Van Ornum from Southwest Iowa. Randy Brown, Mobiola. Gary Parkins. Jeannie Partlow. Have I missed anybody? And our secretary on the board is the Secretary of Agriculture, Patty Judd. So, excellent. Seeing you all next week. So, we all see you there. Thank you much.
Now, before we dismiss, I'd also like to recognize Ron was the man in charge of all the inputs and even the outputs of the Caravan, which is not the nicest job, but thank you, Ron. And we have a member of the Jefferson County Fair Board and Wagon Master, Orville Brown. And another Wagon Master, Howard Smith. He's over by his wagon where he ought to be. These are the two guys that get to say, roll them, roll them, roll them, I think. Steve Pritchin was just up here. He's on the Jefferson County Fair Board and one of the trail bosses. Doug Johnson is from the Fair Board and is the chairman of the route. Harold Smith is the Sag Wagon chairman. And Colleen Smith is also on the Fair Board and the chairman of the headquarters. Corwin Hinshaw was on the committee. He's a member of the Fair Board. Over here, I think. Ken Norton, Jefferson County Fair Board. Dick Reed, representing the county supervisors, and he also is a trail boss. And I think really that this ride may have been a life-changing experience for Dick. He really got head over heels into the horse business. And our mayor, Ed Malloy, was on the committee. And I want to thank Bob Phipps and Susan Booth, who were on the committee representing the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. And I think that gets us about to the end of the program. I have a few announcements. Stick around if you like. The string band is going to perform some more. I would ask, however, that if your cars are parked right along this north edge of the square, if you could kind of move those out of there, horses and the wagons, and enjoy the entertainment. There's just no parking there. And the Catholic Church is having their fun day out north a few blocks. St. Mary's is having a fun day right in the neighborhood where the first state fair was. You might want to check out some of their activities. And we'd like to encourage you also. I know there's so many choices. This is a busy town right now, but we are having a concert back here tonight from 7 until 10. It's a group from Columbia called the Grace Sisters, and they play some good old-time string music and some more contemporary folk music that we think is going to be a real good show. So we invite you to take part in that also if you can. And I guess last but not least, if you can, I think it would be a real fun if we would go up to the State Fair on Thursday and be there at 10:45 when this horse caravan parades down the Grand Concourse right behind the grandstand on the State Fairgrounds. I think that'll be a real thrill. definitely for them after they've made the trip, and I think it'd be a thrill for us knowing that it started here in Fairfield. So with that, I think I have another announcement.
Okay. Here we go.
Go out and see the Caravan. There's shuttle buses every
We
15
see your see the trophy. I got can't. There we go. I'll try and zoom in on it. This is our 1854.
1854. I know it's been a lot of hard work with Orville and
That is something.
oh, Steve Fritchen and Ron Bauer. Thank them because
What a beauty.
that has been tremendous. And Dick Reed and all
And the state
committee
officials were
members.
sure interested, weren't they?
The part I had was so
I think they got a
minimal,
lot of
not
pictures.
anything.
Howard Smith, and we've got the Fairfield Iowa State Fair Board members in there, and we have one of the directors driving. Outrider, Cassie Regal, his granddaughter. We have Harper Brush, and more directors of the State Fair. Let's get to play that. Perfect. Doing good. Iowa State Fair Board. The Rock, New Chicago, site of the first Iowa State Fair in Fairfield, Iowa.
Got another board member coming.
Oh, sure. Whole thing.
Hey, you ready? Well, you've got your bonnets on and everything. That's cool.
It's a great place to stay.
Smile! People are tired. They made it in good time. Road crew. He's wiping down his horses. Had a good day.
Harlan aged a little bit today, everybody. Can you hear the bones rattling? Everybody want to tell Harlan happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
I think your family's got a little bit of something for you, Harlan. Can you imagine them doing something like that to you?
And them. Oh, I guess they kind of rated it around an 8. Nice going, nice going. The second nominee is, let's see, Kim Winslow. Where's Kim? I understand that Kim also fell off, but she had a 3-point landing instead of a 2. So, and she got 11 votes. So Kim, you are the proud owner of the first pair of iron britches. Folks, please remember to sign up for contest at headquarters. Make sure that you get your number because Tuesday morning you will be judged on costumes, wagons, and so forth between our route between Oskaloosa and Pella. So please make sure that you do get signed up at headquarters. Congratulations, nice job. I'm not sure that'll help as far as padding. Some lost items on the trail. Prop, looked like a lariat and a sweatshirt. So at headquarters, if you are looking for any lost items, we've got that here. And again, Dean Riley's cell phone, if you happen to have that. Thank you.
You need to report to the Perina tent over there, and the next drawing will be Monday night. We'll try to... breakfast is sometime around 5 in the morning. It's right here. It's going to be so dark. I don't know, how it's going to work. Whether it be 5, 5:30 or what, but we'll try for 5. And but you're going to be leaving before that. I guess it's impossible to get breakfast before you leave because we didn't tell them ahead of time. Like they just can't shift gears that fast. So, it's that's the way it's going to be. So there'll be breakfast when you get back, hopefully. So anyway, questions about tomorrow?
And they were all worried about, I think they needed them. On down the road, I'm in the rear tractor. We left Pella, heading to Monroe. A lot of people watching, a lot of people through Pella were watching. Starting to get a lot of spectators the closer we get to Des Moines. The overnight stuff.
The head of the train is about 3/4 of a mile down the road. And that's just the beginning. Down there. Where are you going? Handing out noon meals.
As you can tell, our team's really quiet. They're very well behaved. I'm really happy with the way they've been working. But this one, these are mares, and this one is around 11 years old, and this one is 8, and her name is Sugar. Sugar and Spice. We've had them for a couple of years, but we've really only been working them for just the last maybe 3 months, just to get ready for the Caravan.
Oh, wonderful.
You bet, you bet.
Got Richard Kunzman with me. Hi, Richard.
Hi.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Norwalk now.
You're from Norwalk, and you were in the 1954.
Yeah.
And any differences?
Yeah. We don't sleep out under the skies now.
How's the trip going for you?
Fine.
That's how.
Whoa.
See, you got lunch and the
Whoa.
team's ready to go again.
Yeah, they're raring to go. Whoa, whoa.
What do you want my hat? Off or on?
No, I want to see you just like you are, Virgil. Oh, and you were on the 1950 Caravan.
Yes, that's right.
And you rode or what?
I rode a white horse.
Should I ask you how old you were at that time?
34.
34. My gosh, you're 84. There you are. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we've got Virgil Alper's wagon and team. And Virgil was on the trip in 1954. And these little guys are awesome. They make short work of the big guys, keeping up with everybody. Hi, folks, and who are we talking to?
Larry and Carol Robinson from Fairfield.
Just coming into Oskaloosa, crossing over Highway 63.
Somebody's having a leak.
The modern and the old. Coming in to the second night stop. Good. Good deal. You had a good day. You're looking good. You're looking, yes, you're going to, looking good there, Wayne. You survived. Camp's in sight. Yeah. And there's a Walmart. Got the Van Wicks coming into Oski. Looks like they're coming in to gas up at Casey's. Do you want to see if they want their windshields wiped? Gas them up. She gonna check the oil? They want full service. Getting ready.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be sitting
Playing game, yeah.
Breakfast is getting ready to be served over here. Oh my gosh, and who am I speaking with?
Jim and Karina Nation.
Oh, Oskaloosa. And are you folks with Oxbow?
No.
No, you're not. That's because you've been in original garb most of the trip.
All the way. We'll be all the way.
That is just wonderful. And what is this? What you'll be wearing into?
No, we have a dress-up outfit we're going to wear in.
Well, tell me a little about your costume.
We're both buckskinners.
Ah.
And I made this.
Yep, we both made our outfit.
Out of what? Deer, elk, deer leather. And
Right out of Council Bluffs.
Right out of Council Bluffs. And you are
Dwayne Stuvik.
Wayne, that's right, Dwayne. We talked to you earlier, but we didn't see you in this kind of garb.
Oh, well, I had to send to California to get this.
Did you? That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Cloudy, cold night, 63 degrees, and long johns. And this is August. It's 11:20, and we're just coming into Pella. Unfortunately.
You got a semi in the middle. Oh, there you go. I wonder if somebody needs to be at the top of that hill. I guess they got the flashers on. Maybe just slowing traffic down up here.
You're looking good. Good old tulip time. Get ya. Looking good. Yo, Bob! 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 All right, yes, good going. Hey, fellas, over here. Oh. Good. You're doing it. Next time it's the feet out of the stirrup. Good. Up here, Beverly.
Yeah, right.
Over here, John Grant.
All right, that way too.
We'll get you waving. Oh.
Here's the camera. That's the main one here.
Good going. Be happy, Gary. Good. Oh, that's awesome. You guys are awesome. Good. Perfect. You guys are awesome. Sherry, when they get just about to you. You're still on. That's great. Good. Hey, kids, wait. Gotcha. That's good. I on you. Ah. Hi there, good. Jeff! Hey, Jim! You're doing good. Now back. Now throw money. Throw money. Kim, you're still on. You're still on. That's good going, kid. All right. All right. Looking good. Hi, Bill. You're doing good. Yeah. Oh, good. You're doing good. Oh, stepping. Look good. Uh-oh. Isn't it? Oh, not yet. Oh, okay, now I can. All right. And we're getting ready to go into the Caravan, and what I'm with right now is the group of individuals who the Hardy Souls were riding in the 1954 Caravan, and we're going to hear some of their adventures on that trip. I'm going to start over here with, I think, Ryan, you had one to tell us as far as what happened. Who are you?
My name is Royanne Hackett. I'm from Buckhannon, West Virginia. I rode in the Caravan 50 years ago. Okay, and basically, I guess my biggest memory was the big rainstorm, and I was small at the time, and somebody put hay over my saddle. And the next morning I looked out and I saw hundreds of hay bales, but I couldn't find my saddle. So I sat and cried until Jack Carlson came along and helped me, quite actually. So probably the rain, and then I lost my meal ticket one night and I felt like I couldn't eat, and so I sat on my horse and cried again until somebody came along and took me to dinner.
Now, were you on the 2004 Caravan?
I just rode yesterday in a wagon.
And how was it?
It was lovely. It was great. The weather was fine, and we had a great time. I was with some friends from all over the country who joined us, the Caravan too, for the day yesterday.
Any other stories?
It rained every damn night. Every day.
No, it just rained on Wednesday. It just rained on Wednesday.
When we left Tacoma,
please tell me.
when we left Tacoma, David McCoy,
From
Lebanon, Iowa, down by Casaqua. But it rained when we left Tacoma. It was raining so hard that the water was running out of my boots. One other thing we did was one of the pop trucks back in those days. The pop trucks was didn't have no sides on them, so when they drove by, well, we just help ourselves to pop. That's probably why they have sides on them today.
I'm Lois Cryle Brocken from Fairfield. I rode in 1954. I remember that Hugh and Frances Hudgel and their daughter were ahead of us. I was riding a horse. I rode a golden palomino, and my folks drove a team of horses on a covered wagon. They were going toward this railroad west of Pella, I believe it is. It was kitty-cornered across the highway, and their wheels got stuck. Somebody said the wheel came off. I just remember it got stuck. So I thought, how are they going to get out of there?
I'm Ramona Bagby. I'm from down by Stockport, and I'm the surviving of the 4 members of the Bagby family that came on the original ride. And I was the original Iron Britches.
Oh my gosh, great.
The first night out of, we stopped at Ottumwa, and it was so hot, and we were so glad to be able to take a shower. And I discovered when I went to undress to take my shower, I had no underwear seat left. My jeans had eaten it up. So I said I was the original Iron Britches.
I'm Loretta Cryle-Dearce. I'm a sister to Lois Brocken. I rode in the wagon with my folks, and I was 9 years old, so I just remember all the fun and seeing all the people that drove by in their cars to see the caravan. And one thing that really I remember is the parade around the racetrack when we got up there and seeing all the people up in the grandstand watching and this wagon train coming through. And the Indian raid scared me out of my, you know what?
Now, did you,
out of my iron britches, yeah.
Did you participate in the 2004 Caravan?
I've been on the headquarters committee helping with that. We're the ones that, in 2004. And I rode yesterday morning in the wagon with Bob Pringle, so I could say I rode, and then I'll be in the parade today. And everybody's been so nice here. It's been fun meeting people and working with them, and it's been a lot of fun.
Is it good to see the 50 years?
Yeah. I don't think I'll see the next 50, but.
My name is Mary Dale Wasson Griffiths. I can't really remember a whole lot, I guess, 50 years ago. I do remember the wagon breaking down on the railroad tracks. And my horse got sick the last day, but we got there. We got him home, got the vet, and he was all right then.
Did you ride in this?
No, we came in this morning. We're going to ride in the parade. So.
I'm Charlie Wise, and my buddy and I came up, and you had to be 16, or if you weren't 16, you had to have a chaperone. And I had just turned 16 the week before. My buddy was 15, so I was his chaperone. And I do remember, I agree with this one guy, it rained every night, and it got 100 every day. And at night you'd lay down, you could hear them horses' hoofs on the pavement, clap-a-de, clap-a-de, clap. You could hear it all night long. That's been a long time ago.
My name is Carolyn Loudon Owens, and I went in 1954. My dad was Elmer Loudon. He's deceased now, and I was 12 years old, and he was my chaperone. And my friend Pat Pierce Amat went with the two of us, Dad and I. And I remember we were dressed in rain gear when we left. I have pictures to prove that rainy day. But I think it rained quite a bit all the rest of the time too. And we thought we were broken because we rode horses about 14 miles every weekend for at least all summer, breaking ourselves in getting ready to go, and we got blisters besides, or at least I did. And we got sick. It felt like it was on the Pella Baloney, and our horses had to be trucked in the last day, and we stayed in a motel, and then we did get to ride in the Grand Entry the last day.
One other thing. I'm Pat Pierce Amat from down in California, and I rode with Carolyn and her dad, and I think the thing that I remember the most is the rainstorm, because we were sleeping in a tent on the ground, and we woke up when the water started coming underneath the tent, and we opened up the end of the tent and looked out, and there was this Indian running by. We never did really hear them because of the storm itself. It was too loud. We didn't hear them hooping and hollering, but I think that's probably what I remember the most.
I would like to, I have thought of one more thing. I wanted to mention, I rode in the wagon with my folks, and that was Andy and Dorothy Kreil, and how hard my dad worked getting those horses broke in so they'd make it the trip. We'd take a wagon and go down to the creek and load it with sand and come back. I have no idea what he did with all that sand. And plus, it's fun because I went this year, or 50 years ago. My daughter's on this one this year, came from California, so she could ride in the wagon, and she's enjoyed it and had lots of fun.
I'm Martha Roop Fritchen, and I rode with Henry and Wanda Boink, and we rode every step of the way. And I remember that the bad storm in Oskaloosa.
I think everybody remembers.
Yes.
We ended up in
Would you
the
please
barn.
open so we can see? I want to see your.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
I got mine too.
Well, Mrs. Bagby here, their group rode behind our wagon.
Well, I'm Kenneth Paul from the Fairfield area. My Uncle Wilmer Reapy had a team 50 years ago, and I rode a little bit with him, but actually what I did most of the time, I was a member of the National Guard, and I was a support person. I drove the kitchen truck then and pulled the water trailer, and I helped put up rope horse corrals, and I wanted to go this year, and it wasn't going to work out, so I did make it up here to spend the day today.
Wallace Plowman, Bloomfield, Iowa. Made the first ride every step of the way except the day I fell off the horse when he slipped on the curb. But I got back on, still rode the whole way. And West Eddyville, there was a watermelon patch, and I'm not denying or admitting anything, but a lot of people eat watermelon that day. Along with the Pepsi truck. Thank you.
I'm Jim Blecker, Amarillo, Texas. I rode on the 154, and it was a great experience, and I rode some on the wagon this time, and looking forward to being in the parade up here, and everything's looking good. Glad to be here.
I'm Max Jacobs from New Sharon. I was 15 when I started in Oskaloosa. We had a terrible storm that night. We had another in Monroe, and we went to an old barn and slept in it, and stayed in the campgrounds at Des Moines, and there was no campers, it was just bare sod, and then we rode around the grandstand, and that was a very big highlight.
Yesterday, you were talking about 50 years ago, but yesterday when we were leaving the camp, all of a sudden we heard this coming by us, and there was a horse loose running towards the highway, and a guy came along. He lassoed and missed, and he finally did catch him with the lasso and got him. So we thought we had our own rodeo right here. So they do get loose even now, no matter what you do.
I'm Sharon Lewis, and I rode all the way last year, 50 years ago, except that I got up sick in Monroe, and so I had to go home overnight, and they trucked my horse into the fairgrounds, so I did get to ride the last day. But I would like, it's 50 years late, but I would like to thank the National Guard, because even at 15 years old, I was impressed with what they did to make it good for us. We had a good time.
Hi, I'm Dixie Hickenbottom, and I rode with my dad when I was 10 years old, and pardon? Oh, my dad was Dean Beresford, and I begged my dad all summer long to ride, and so it was a birthday surprise why I got to go, but I didn't go all the way, but it was a lot of fun.
Introduce myself. I'm a little hard of hearing.
Okay.
I'm Chester Nelson, Hotek, Iowa. I come 50 years ago, the wagon.
And your age now?
I'm 93.
93. What do you remember about 1954?
When it had a wreck.
Had a wreck. What happened?
Well, wheels got hot on the wagon.
Oh my gosh.
They got to smoking.
You were driving too fast.
Yeah.
So did you have a fire?
No, I didn't burn.
It burned. So what did you have to do?
We had to grease the wheels, stop and grease the wheels.
What did you use for grease?
Axle grease, regular axle grease.
Yeah, I had that. Okay. And so you're joining us today? You're joining us today?
Yes,
in 2000?
yes.
54. That's wonderful. So glad to have you with us.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Good morning.
Yes. And we've got Gary Bonnet, who carried the flag in.
1954.
And you got your whole family here.
Yes, got my wife and my grandchildren and my son and my daughter-in-law and my sister Janine here.
Janine, better get over here and get in this. And did you, Janine, ride in 50 years ago?
No, I didn't.
Well, she don't look 50.
Well, I could have, but
You didn't. So how does it feel to be doing this again 50 years later?
Well, they made the saddles a lot softer 50 years ago.
Are you sure it was the saddles?
Probably not. I'm not gonna admit it.
How's the ride been?
It's been great. The weather's been perfect and no big problems, really.
What was the weather like 50 years ago?
Well, as I recall, it rained on us before we got out of Fairfield, and we had a storm in Oskaloosa that knocked some tents down and rained. And, I think it was a lot hotter 50 years ago, but memory don't always serve me correctly.
Well, I understand in some of the research I'd done that somebody got married on the square and it was 102 degrees that day.
That's what I understand. Again, when you're 15, you really, weather don't bother you, and hard beds don't bother you a bit.
A little different?
Yeah.
Good. Good. You did good. You betcha. No, you're not. I am. Gotta get good. You guys still know it. You're good.
Oh, yeah. We're well practiced by now. See you back for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's it going? Good. How are you?
We have many companies that helped us with this. And at this time, we would like to thank them.
You guys look awesome.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Virgil. That's you. You did. You guys look awesome. Hi, Jesse. Beautiful. Oh, you look awesome. Good. These folks are from Montana. Looking good, Montana. Folks, the Vermeer wagon rode in on, gave you the rough ride. Good. Look, he got her. Looking good. I'm glad you got your better half. Good morning. Looking good. They're not going to know what to do when we stop. Looking good. Good. They told us it was done. These little guys have gone the whole way. Cody, you look awesome. You look good. We made it, girls. We made it. The whole way. Megan, we did it. And we're just going to camp next time, right? We did it, go! We did it! Looking good, Kentucky. Gosh, you guys look good.
Hey, thank you.
Good. They won't let you ride, or you changing tires? Looking good, group. Looking good. I think I got a beautiful shot. Ah, you guys, you clean up good. Where's the family? Family back here. Hey, wave. Good. Hey, remember, smile. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought I had you trained. Oh, go. I thought you're good. Yeah, I'm everywhere. Got you good. Oh, you're doing good. Like the pink flowers. Good. Oh. I'm gonna have to come talk to you about them. Did you bring the babies with you? No, they're back. Good. What an awesome group. You betcha. We couldn't miss this, could we? Looking good. Oh, you're not kidding. And they were supposed to have been done. They were supposed to have been over with. Well, looking good, guys. You made it. You made it. We made it. Yeah, we made it. Ah, looking good. Look good. Oh, you guys look great. Looking good. We made it. We made it. Oh, good. I'm glad he's got good.
Hi, Jay Chapman.
Hi there, Mr. Dean Riley. Beautiful. So good. Looking good. It's been our littlest rider on the trip. Looking good, Gary. Look, we made it. We made it. We sure did. Oxbow Company, you guys look awesome. You're not kidding. Energizer bunnies. You guys looking good. Looking good. This wagon won the trophy last night for the most authentic wagon on the wagon train, owned by Lori Anderson. Good. Oh, awesome. This little gal won trophy for the most authentic 0 to 6-year-old. I guess. Good morning, and these were trophy winners for the most authentic dress, and Jennifer and Doug rode the whole way dressed in. And this is our trail boss, Steve Fritchen. Steve! Good going. You're done.
My name is Lori Richardson. I'm from Adel, Iowa. And I just participated in the Iowa State Fair Horse Caravan.
And you bought your wagon where?
We bought our wagon at the Waverly Horse Auction last spring, and we got a heck of a deal on it. We bought it for $2.50, just the box itself. And we had the wheelbase at home, and we put a new floor in it because the floor was rotten, and fixed it up a little, and this is what we ended up with.
And you won the most authentic wagon.
Yes, we did. We won the most authentic wagon during the competition, during the horse caravan.
Had you planned on coming on the caravan?
Yeah, we heard about the caravan about a year ago at the State Fair last year. There were some brochures around, and I ended up calling and talking to them and did some of the publicity for the ride and helped with a little bit of the planning and got a wagon and a group together to come and enjoy it. So,
how did the trip go?
The trip was fun. It was cool weather, good for the animals, and early mornings, 4 o'clock in the morning, we were up and going and ready to hit the bed at night.
How many in your group?
Oh, we probably had 10 or 15 people with our group.
Now this other wagon's joining you.
We also have a second wagon with us with the mules on, and it has actually made the trip from Nauvoo, Illinois to Salt Lake City and been in the Olympics and several other major events around the country.
All right, so is this a true Conestoga wagon? Or the Prairie Schooner? I mean, as tall as it is. Is that all the natural stuff, you know?
It's an old authentic wagon, but I'm not sure the year on it or anything of that nature.
And so they had mules pulling that one?
Yes, these mules pulled. Actually, those mules were the ones that pulled it to Salt Lake City.
Oh my gosh, and when did they do that trip? They're part of the Oxbow?
They're part of the Oxbow group, and they did that in about 97 and 98, I think. For 2 summers they did that.
That's the one that took 3 weeks from Nauvoo to Sioux City?
3 months.
3 months from Nauvoo to
Omaha, and then the next summer they did Omaha to Salt Lake City.
And how long did it take to get there?
I think it's about 3 months both ways.
Both ways on that.
Yeah.
So how big is this Oxbow group?
I don't know if I can tell you. There's probably a couple hundred members, I would guess, in the Oxbow group.
Are you in the Oxbow?
And I'm a member in the Oxbow, and so is Glenn. They do a lot of different events all over the state through the summer and fall. It's a good group to belong to.
So what's your next adventure then?
Well, my next adventure, we're taking just the horses and going to Wyoming for an elk hunt in September. So that's the next.
You're not done?
No, we'll never be done, I don't think. There's always something new to look forward to.
Okay. Just tell us about the breaking trouble.
Okay, on about day 3, we were in an area that had a lot of hills up and down, and we just headed down one of the biggest ones and our brakes went out. We lost a bolt that fell off right here, and luckily we carry a lot of extra parts with us, and we stopped and pulled over. The horses were able to hold the wagon going down the hill, fortunately, and we got to the top of the next hill. We stopped and found another bolt to put in so we could keep going. If we hadn't had a bolt, we would have made it, but it would have been a lot harder on the horses not having the brakes to hold the wagon.
Yeah, what is your team? What do you
we have a team of Morgans, and the black one is probably 12, and the red one is 4. We just started training her this summer, and she's pregnant and due to have a baby sometime soon.
Oh my gosh. Morgans, why did you choose Morgans? Why do you put them?
We like the Morgans because they're great to ride, and they're also great to pull and work with too. Good personalities.
Great, awesome. It's interesting talking with everybody about their particular breed.
Yeah.
What's going on? Let's take a look at the inside.
Okay. Guys.
You can introduce them.
Okay. These are my kids that came along on the ride. We have Colby, who's 4. We have Cooper, who's 8. And we have Mauricio, who's here with us from Mexico. He's a foreign exchange student. And we'll show you the inside of the wagon. We put a new floor in, and we've made some benches on the sides, and we have a board that slides in here. At night, the one child can sleep on the bottom and 2 on the top, and that's where they slept. So
you guys rough it. You do it the right way.
You bet. We rough it when we go on these adventures. Makes it more fun that way.
You guys.
Everybody is so tired.
And these guys don't know what to do quitting now, do they?
No. Yesterday they were galloping uphill, getting up some of those hills. I couldn't believe it. I thought, how do you have energy after 100 miles? I know my butt was feeling every mile of it, so I was like...
What was the most memorable part of the trip?
Oh, man.
Too many, or?
Boy, you know, it is so hard to choose. I really anticipated that the first day would be exciting, and then today would be exciting. Well, it's been exciting every single day. I brought books and things like that to read, and I've never needed anything. I mean, it's always something going on, you know.
And don't you feel like you've just been taking a nap and not sleeping?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely. 4 o'clock comes really early in the morning.
Yes, it does. And what do you start doing at 4 o'clock?
We feed them first, and then just kind of start getting things ready to put in the wagon, get drinks in the wagon and things like that for the day. And we do eat breakfast sometimes. And
you're transporting your...
Right, we got to take the support vehicles to the next overnight site, and I mean, it's really busy, really hectic right at first when we first get up, and really until we get on the road. So I'm always anxious to get on the road. So.
State Fair Board has asked that we have wagons that would stay here for the day, tied up. So these wagons are here till 4 o'clock. We'll see. We've got 9 wagons that have volunteered to stay till 4.
Thank you, Noel. We are back here live at the Iowa State Fair, and I am by a horse today. I was raised on a horse. Everybody knows that. I love horses. I'm allergic to them now, so I have to take a pill before I ride them. But I have a gentleman here with me. He looks like Wyatt Earp. He's going to tell us a little bit about the Caravan and the history of it.
My name's Bill Painter, and I'm from New Virginia, Iowa. And we started out of here Sunday morning. We had 2 good days that were a little bit warm. The weather turned cool. It was a blessing. We just really had a wonderful time. It's been a great adventure. You can't say, did you have fun? You'd say it's been a great adventure.
Now, is this your first year doing this, or did you do it the last time they did it?
I didn't do this ride 50 years ago. However, they do have some rides going into Omaha, Nebraska, and I've done those 17 times, and I've done 5 rides down in Texas, very similar. So I'm kind of familiar with doing these kind of rides.
How many miles?
Anywhere from 140 from here to Omaha, and of course it's another day, and then it's 153 miles from Corpus to San Antonio in February. So those rides, but this ride I will have to say was the best organized of all of them, and these are people that have doing these every year. They do those every year. So this has been really remarkable for first-time people to put this on. That really impressed me. Everything was in real good order. We didn't have any really serious accidents or problems. There was always, when you got this many animals and this many people, there's always that possibility, and we certainly did fortunate and we're blessed.
Well, do you know how many horses and riders? Kathy Swift was saying something about it, but do you have any idea how many there were in this caravan?
There was originally 375 riders registered, and I believe the count was about 475 equine. That includes mules. I didn't ride a horse on this, I rode a mule. So
you did it the right way, right? Now, are any of the wagons, the covered wagons, authentic?
There are several very authentic wagons here. I don't know right behind me to look, but this was one of a very authentic wagon that has the old rubber tired wheels on them that are solid rubber. This is the kind that they use. It was Wormout Lumber Company from Pulaski, Iowa, that had probably the dealer for it, I would be my guess, is the way they did those things. But, and I think this one may have been on the ride 50 years ago also.
Well, good deal. That's right in our backyard, so we appreciate this very much. Thank you, Bill, for talking. Where are they?
Okay, my name.
Who are we?
I'm Gary Blaylock from North English, Iowa.
And who's with you?
This is Brenda
Deers.
Deers.
I'm originally from Fairfield, living in American Canyon, California.
She made the whole trip with me, and had a real enjoyable trip, exciting at times, real memorable. I mean, you know, I'd like to do this again in 10 years if I could, and love it. Had a real good time, and it's great to see the people coming in here at the State Fairgrounds, you know. Real nice time. A lot of exciting things happen out there on the trail, you know.
What's the most exciting?
What was the most exciting? I don't know. When you see some mules laying in a ditch, that's not exciting, but it was exciting. But yet you don't like to see anything getting hurt, you know.
What happened
But
to those mules? Anything?
nothing happened to him. We had a guy get his arm broke the first morning before we left Fairfield. Wagon team got away and got run over. I seen him go down and seen the wagon run over him. We run up there to help him. Brenda was there too, and got him out from underneath there. I guess he's fine. Another guy fell out of the wagon, and they had to haul him off to the hospital.
And he's doing fine too.
Oh yeah, they're all doing fine, right?
That's
Yes.
part of horses.
That's part of horses. That you can expect that. Yes, you can. Another lad from around home, around Keswick, he had a wagon wheel clipped with another wagon, and he went down in the ditch. He jumped up. You know, they give the Iron Britches Award every night, and he won that the one night. He hopped up, and he was back driving that afternoon.
What's this Iron Britches Award?
It's a little pair of iron britches they give. You know, I don't know where they come up with this, but it's real cute. It's iron britches, okay? They're about this high and all, and it's a real nice little award for people. That a lady fell off her horse, and she hopped back up and got it on again, and she won it. And I wish I could remember everybody's name, but I can't, you know. There's too many people to remember, but love a ball. We had a ball out there. I would do it again, and we're going to go again here. I leave after Labor Day, and we'll go on about a 90-mile ride from Wellman, Iowa, to Fort Madison to the rodeo. And there's about 30 of us that go down there. Same thing, we cook out, camp out, stay out, you know, and have a wonderful time. Go down there and spend 4 or 5 days, well, 2 or 3 days after we get there to Fairfield, or to Fort Madison, I'm sorry. And but yeah.
Now, what did Brenda do with you?
Well, she helped me. She was there to help me and along and feed the horses, and yeah, whatever I asked her to do, you know. So she lives in California. She called me, and I talked to her on the phone. Never met her before until we met her in Fairfield, so had a good time with her, yeah.
This your team behind it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm Bob Dunwoody. Originally from Eddyville. I live in Polk City, and I was on the ride in '54. We joined up at Eddyville and rode from Eddyville on into Des Moines.
Now, we've been hearing about the rain. I want to know, I also heard that the National Guard did something for restrooms. What did the National Guard do for you guys?
I don't really remember, because I was just a kid, but I do remember the rain in Oskaloosa, because I was sleeping under the wagon that night, and it come up an awful storm, so I had to get up and take my horses and my bedroll to the barn. But I remember the meals we had when we camped at night. They'd have big cast iron kettles full of baked beans and all that, so it was great. And
I'm glad you could be here.
Well, I enjoyed it.
You think you got me wrapped around your finger. You treat me like my mama raised a fool. But I tell you how you feel when you hear my tires squeal and I'm gone to somebody new. And it'll be all loans on you, more than those all-night blues. Maybe you'll see what it's like to be me when it's so lonesome you. My pride is getting sore from being stepped on. My heart is weak from swimming through the tears, but my 2 feet are strong, and it won't take them long just to walk on out of here. And it'll be all loans on you, more than those all-night blues. Maybe you'll see what it's like to be me when it's so lonesome you. And it'll be all